and hello and welcome to Uptown Tonight. It's August 10th of 2022. It's a glorious day out there. Nice, and I won't say cool, but you know, it's in that temperature where everyone loves it and the sun's been out all day. No rain, no nothing. I've been getting a lot of work done in the house, so I am in a very good mood, at least as of now. Early this morning, don't ask Sarah anything. She does know nothing. Absolutely nothing. Yeah. But today, we have our special guest in here with Peter Wilber with an ER.
Yes,
you got to make sure ER.
Yep.
So I was corrected on that earlier this morning because I accidentally spelled it the other way. I was just going fast. So right. I apologize, Wilber, for all that. But yeah, it's going to be a good interview. We haven't had one of the Uptown Boys, at least interviewed in here before. No. So this is going to be great. So I'm excited for this. And I saw some photos on there that I'm just like, what the hell is this, Peter? I have no idea. We'll get to those in a little bit. But first, you know, the best thing you can do for us right now is like, subscribe, share, do all that fun stuff. If you're out there live right now, you can join us in live chats. We'll do our best to incorporate you into the conversation as well. That'll be cool. And let's see what else we got. Yeah, just subscribe and all that. So, let's see. What did we do last weekend? Let's get to our weekend fun. Oh, yes, we did. We played WeFest. That was my first time there. I know Wilber's been there once, twice,
that was my
times.
second time.
Second time. Yep. So he was there, and it was a really cool experience. You got to be out there. You got to see all the big things, and my God, some of the audio power that they were producing was crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, man. It's something you have to see for yourself. And then JoJo Mayer still up for grabs. Maybe Peter wants to go and take a shot at getting this exceptional DVD. All you have to do is figure out Peter Niblok's first drum set that he ever purchased. Peter Niblok's first drum set. Yeah. You want to crack at it, Wilber?
You just have to know the brand?
Just the brand of the first one they ever bought. It's actually the first one I've ever purchased myself, but, you know, that's a little side note. If you want to crack it, we'll let you go at it here in a couple of minutes. Okay. So we'll let you think about it for a moment. And what's coming up next? And we're going, not that one, keep on going. Go to NYD. That's what we're looking for. NYD.
Oh, I found
Just going straight down the line. There we go. Yep.
There we go.
Yep. And Brady doesn't like it when people are taking photos of him while he's dressing. So I got a video of him getting dressed at WeFest. Yes, so here he is, strapping on the colors. The old bandana, the neckerchief, or the ascot, which he didn't even know what that was.
Really?
Yeah. I'm just like, Fred,
He doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah, that's true.
Smile, Brady!
Great energy, though. Great energy. And then we finally get to our slides, which are right below that.
Like, you're messing with me.
I know, Sarah is. Actually, this is Sarah's gone after next week, so hopefully we can get Cito back in that spot again. And yeah, get slides.
This one? Oh, okay.
Not his slides.
You said you're gonna make me mad.
We're gonna do this for our weekend fun. There we go. Let's get down to the weekend.
There's the Brady.
Okay, so we can watch Brady getting all dressed up again.
Installs.
Click on that. We gotta click on video. Good. There we go. And we got merch. Uptown t-shirts for sale. $20 a crack. Yeah, we got ladies and men's sizes small through extra large. So you have to. Right now, you have to find us live someplace in order to purchase one, but you know we're working on ways of get them online, all that other fun stuff too, without having to how would you say that?
Come to the show.
Yeah, well, just not taxing it so much, just for shipping and all that other fun stuff.
Shipping.
So there's some sites you go through and it's going to cost you an extra $8 just to get it shipped out for. I was like, no, we're not going to do that.
No thanks.
And then there's Zebras. He doesn't look like that anymore.
No.
He's a monster.
Yeah, Zebin now would eat that one.
You're probably right. Okay, and here's me looking out. I think this is at WeFest because I was actually on a riser. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I got to get myself a riser. That was really fun.
Nice.
Fun. Got to be above everyone. And then here is us at the street dance in Napoleon. So it was just getting dark. I thought it looked pretty nice, so I snapped a photo of our nice trailer we were on.
Nice.
And then the next should be a crowd pick. Yep, that was the crowd at Napoleon. We just got done with a set, and everyone was out hanging out over there, and I just had to take a snapshot of that because I was like, yeah, we got a nice little crowd going. And then there's us the next day. We had a little mini tour this weekend, so we were actually out and never came home for a couple of days.
Yeah.
And that is at the Norton, right?
Morton.
God, you always get that messed up. Morton County Fair in New Salem, North Dakota. And then there's Junior. And Junior took a big spill the day before in Napoleon. It was pretty windy out there. He kind of flew off the trailer.
A couple times, I
Yep,
think.
yep. But he's always up willing to sell you a t-shirt. So there you go. That was our weekend last weekend. It was great. At least I thought it was. And we had a lot of fun, you know. Granted, I had a couple of little mechanical mishaps, but it was more on just battery power.
Right.
We won't get into that. It's boring stuff. All right, so let's get to Peter. How are we doing, man?
Good.
Thank
Good.
you for doing this. Thank you for doing this too. We had someone that slotted in. You know, life gets in the way sometimes, and life really got in the way. And they just had to cancel out for it. And you're gracious enough to come in there and give us the Peter Wilber backstory, which, you know, he's got a lot of stuff going on in his life, much less.
Do I?
Oh, God, yeah. I mean, you're living a full life out there, much less, you know, just being a guitarist and, you know, a band that I really like playing in. So, so Peter, where you come from? Where's your backstory? Lay it all out.
Oh my God, you need to be more specific.
Yeah.
I was born in Minot, North Dakota.
See, that's something I didn't know. Minot. I know you're from Grand Forks.
Yeah, I mostly lived in Grand Forks.
Okay.
And then, I mean, I've lived around. I lived in Bismarck. You know, lived in Fargo. And
Okay, well, let's take it from brass tacks and Minot. Okay, so we're a little guy in Minot.
Yes.
Bring us from there.
It's like second grade. I moved to Grand Forks.
God, you were there in Minot to second grade, then moved, huh?
Yep.
Okay.
And then, you know, I was in Grand Forks till my 20s.
Okay.
For the most part. I moved to Bismarck for a couple of years there.
And why did you move to Bismarck? What was so enticing out there?
I just wanted to get out of Dodge, you know. I had friends out of Bismarck, so I'm like, I'm just going to move there for a little bit.
Okay.
You know, that's all it was. It wasn't the same out there. I couldn't do the same stuff that I was doing here, so.
Oh, I see. So it's like the big, bright east side of the state brought you back again.
Yes, definitely.
Gotcha.
The scene.
The scene. So, okay, so then you're back in, did you move back to Grand Forks again then?
Yes.
Okay, so you're in Grand Forks.
And, yeah, I mean, I graduated in Grand Forks. I went to UND.
Okay.
I studied some music there. And under Mike Blake, I think you know Blake.
I do know Mike Blake, yep. He's retired
He's
now.
one of my teachers, and yeah.
And a really great guy. So Jazz on Tap, you ever get a chance?
Yes.
Go check it out.
Jazz on Tap.
Definitely go check it out. And then say hi from us.
Right?
Tell Mike back there. Yeah, so okay. So when did you graduate? You graduated from UND?
No.
No, okay. So you're just there for a couple of years?
Yeah, I just screwed around, basically.
You're not the only one.
Right?
I'm not going to say how many years it took me to get out. Sarah's not going to tell either. But it took a while to get back out. I think it was my third shot at it, too. So
Really?
Yeah. It's ridiculous, my life road. It's ridiculous. All right, so you practiced or you did some music stuff there, and then when did you come to Fargo?
That was, I got offered to join the band Boomtown.
Okay.
And I moved here at, it was like, boy, let me think about this. 2012, I think it was. I moved to Fargo.
Oh, been here a cool decade already.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
I think we're just getting old.
Right?
It's like 10 years doesn't seem like that much anymore. You're like, that's not right.
Right?
It's not how it should be.
No. It's crazy.
But it is what it is. Oh, cool. Okay, so Boomtown brought you to town.
That's right.
Whoa.
That's what happened. And then played with them for, that was a few years. I want to say 4 years, 3 years.
Okay.
And then, wasn't long after that I met Cito. It was probably a year after I left them. I met Cito, and now I'm been in Uptown ever since.
Oh, really? Has he been Uptown that long?
Yeah,
it's been a good long.
Yep, 6 years. Yep.
Jeez. Okay.
Yep.
All right. I wouldn't have put the math on that one, but.
No, it's crazy.
Yeah. So I've been thinking I think we were talking about that a couple days ago with Brady, and we're closing on 3 years with us being in the band now. Is it 3 years or 2?
2, I want to say.
Okay, yeah, because I was like 3. No, it couldn't have been 3 already, but.
No, it's 2.
2
I don't know, where do the years go?
Well, it just keeps going.
Right?
Well, we loving it. So how'd you get started with music in the first place?
I bought a guitar when I was 12.
Why?
I just liked music, and I looked up to those guys. Back then it was hair band, it was Poison and stuff.
Oh yeah, Cinderella. We were listening to that in the car.
Yeah, exactly. I looked up to those guys, and that's what I wanted to do with my life from a young age.
My gypsy road.
Right? That was my first CD.
Oh, really?
That Cinderella, yeah.
Nice.
First compact disc.
I can't remember my first compact disc. I really want to say it was a Metallica one, but I got a feeling it wasn't. It's probably like I don't even know.
Right.
I'm sure it was something dumb.
I mean, I had tapes before that. But
yeah, millions of tapes.
I think my first tape was the Bangles.
The Bangles?
Yep. With Walk Like an Egyptian. Manic Monday.
I know my brother for Christmas got Huey Lewis and the News, Sports, and Duran Duran Arena. And that was like the very first rock music that was even in the house, besides like
really?
Stuff from the 50s and 60s. Yep. So of course we listened to those back and forth just constantly. But yeah, until we got into, I don't want to even say junior high, but we got mobile enough where we can actually get to like Mother's Records or Disco.
Oh yeah.
Discontent.
Yeah.
What was it back then? Disc and tape. Yeah. Yep. And they had the used rack of all the tape, and all the tapes and CDs you can get. And
right.
I wasn't cool enough to have a CD player at the time, so I just remember going through all the tapes all the time, trying to find something. Yeah. Yeah,
definitely.
So okay, so you're looking up the hair metal, and then you just decide you had to play guitar.
Yeah, I had, when I was little, I had all the toys. I had all the Star Wars, G.I. Joes, Transformers, I had all that stuff. Mostly my grandma bought for me. And when I was 12, we had a big rummage sale, and I sold, pretty much all of that stuff.
All the cool stuff?
Yeah, all the cool stuff that's in this room right now.
Oh, man.
I had all these. But it's all gone now, long gone. But I put that money towards my first guitar.
Okay. What was your first guitar?
Hondo 2 Les Paul copy.
Yes.
I want to say that's what you threw off the roof. It looked just like that.
It kind of.
It looked exactly like that.
I can't remember precisely what that was. They showed it to me, and I was like, oh, yeah. But I got a Hondo Flying V that's upstairs.
Oh, yeah.
That finally took its first scratch. The thing was actually in pretty good condition.
Was it dog related?
Partially.
Oh yeah, he knocked the thing over.
Yeah, I got a stand so I can put my TV up on the wall, and I just had leaning against the couch. And then, chaos is ensuing, and I looked up at it, I think it was last night, and it was like you could see just this huge gouge in it now.
Wow.
The thing just landed on it. Like, oh well. It's from the 80s. It was meant to be scarred, but...
Aren't we all?
That's awesome. All right, so the Hondo 2, you said?
Hondo 2,
the Hondo 2.
For some reason, had a 2 on it.
Hondo, yeah. That's okay. Les Paul, and then what'd you start with doing with that then? It's obviously we didn't have YouTube videos back in those days to show us what's going on.
I went and took lessons at Poplar's Music from Brent Paschke. Okay. Now he's my claim to fame because Brent Paschke nowadays plays with Pharrell Williams. So he's been on like Grammy-winning records. I saw a thing on Facebook today. Brent is going to be in Grand Forks tomorrow at Kenny's Music doing like some kind of, lecture thing or something.
Oh, a little clinic type thing.
Clinic, yeah.
You can try to sneak your way to that?
I don't know if I can make it. Well, maybe my kid might have to stay up late tomorrow night and come with me. But I haven't seen the guy in a long time, But he was my first guitar teacher, and he knew all the songs I wanted to learn. He had the long hair and stuff. So.
Oh, of course.
I went and saw his band play, and that was just the greatest thing in the world.
And that's what you wanted to do.
Right. Oh yeah, definitely. I already did. I was already sold on that stuff. But when I met him, he was just like a rock star. you know, and my first, I don't know, role model, I guess, that I knew in person.
So how do you get you started? I'm just curious because you're so well maintained in like a technique, and you know the theory behind it and everything else, and it's like you're always prepared, and you always know exactly like what's going on, and it's a dream working with you. Trust me on that. It's a freaking dream. But it's like, how do you get you started? How do you get on that path that you're on right now?
You know, it seems to me it took me like a year just to go from a G chord to a C chord. Like it was a long process for me. But Brent taught me theory and all that stuff. He taught me like finger picking, and you know,
okay.
I mean, we started. My first song was "The Dream Warriors" by Dokken. There's that, and there was "Patience" from Guns N' Roses.
Patience. I think Dream Warriors. That was the song for the Nightmare at Elm Street.
Yep. That's what it was too. Yep. And back then, I couldn't I'd seen the movie, and I vaguely knew the song, but there was nowhere to go just look it up. I had to like rent the movie.
Yep.
And the song was in it, you know, but otherwise there was no YouTube. You couldn't just like look it up. So.
Yeah, no iTunes, and go through and buy it for 99 cents.
Yeah.
Check it on out.
He also taught me Stairway to Heaven, and I had to go out and buy, you know, tape of Led Zeppelin, which started my like love affair with Led Zeppelin, like my favorite band. But it all started with looking up that song, and I went through this thing with Led Zeppelin where every first song I heard from them, I hated it at first. Like I hated first time I heard Stairway to Heaven, I was like, oh, this is terrible. What is this? Yeah, then you gave it another listen, you know. But I eventually really liked it and liked the whole album, and then I bought all the albums, and, you know.
And there was I had the same kind of experience with Metallica when I first saw my first Metallica tape, Ride the Lightning, and I listened to it the first time, just like, well, that's different,
right?
Everyone else seems to like this. What's so impressionable about this? I listened to it a few times, and you finally just get it. You're like, oh, yeah, this is awesome. That's what I always say about jazz, too. If you don't like jazz the first time, listen again.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep. It's basically, you're just missing something. That's all it is. And I don't know if it's too much information or whatever. I'm getting to my educational mind right now. So I'm going to quit all that. I'm going to get back to the Peter mind. But, you know, it's just, if it's unfamiliar, as soon as it gets familiar, that's when everything starts to click in. That's when everything starts becoming fun.
Yeah, it is, too, yeah. Once you've heard it enough times, it sinks in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So cool. So, okay, he got you going on that, but did he have you like doing scales? Did he have you working with, I don't know, I can say metronomes, but did he have you working with some kind of time device?
No.
No?
That was
just him playing along with you, or?
No, he kind of showed me this stuff, and I'd go home and work on it.
Okay.
And come back next week, and we'd work on it some more, and, you know.
Was it tab related at all?
Tab.
Okay.
Yeah, I started with tabs. And, you know, he just taught me songs and scales and theory and chords, and he taught me a lot of stuff. He taught me some jazz, and then I ended up later on going to his teacher, Lynn Kwame, who was like the Jedi master of guitar in Grand Forks. He's gone now, but he taught all the guys back in the day, and Lynn Kwame would play like fingerstyle jazz. You could name any song and he'd bust you out a version. Okay, that was good, but played in D flat now, and he'd just do it in D flat, you know. Like
one of those guys.
Yeah, he was just amazing. You know, he'd say play Autumn Leaves, you know, and name a key, and he just he played for you the walking bass line and all the whole thing, you know.
Jeez, it's beautiful.
Yeah,
those people are out there. Yes, they are.
Right. So.
All right. So how'd that develop into a band then? At least into you playing in bands, I should say.
There's some pictures on there, but my first band, I kid you not, was called Necrophiliac. I didn't even know what it meant. I learned later what it meant. But it was some guys I knew from high school, and I remember we went and we lived in this trailer court in Grand Forks, and in the mailboxes, like there's a kind of little shed or something with mailboxes, and there was power plugins. So we met up there with our guitars and amps and plugged into the mailbox thing, and we started jamming right there. And it didn't take long for the cops to show up.
Oh, of course.
And I was like...
What's your first audience?
Yeah, it was too. We had people there watching us, you know. And then, so we tore down there and went to a friend's trailer and plugged in there, and the cop came back.
Oh, man.
You know? So like, hey, my first gig, the cops were there. Like, I was a rock star from the very beginning. But I don't even remember what we played. We tried to play some Nirvana and stuff. It was way over our heads, but
hey, that's how you get started. Yeah.
But and I just played with these guys, and we didn't even have a drummer at first, and later on we had a keyboard drummer. Like he played the keyboard drums.
Oh wow, that's the first time I've heard of that. I've seen it done before by friends and things, but I've never actually seen it. So did they perform with you then that way?
Yes.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
that's actually pretty cool
that way. And then later on we got a real drummer, but we started. That's how we started though.
Hey.
My first band.
Solving problems. That's exactly it.
Yep. So, and that was pretty much it from there.
What grades was that then?
This is start of high school, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. So
9th, 10th grade, and it just kind of went on for a little bit.
Yep.
Okay. So what was your first paid gig then? When did that show up?
Oh, this is funny. Okay, I was playing with those guys.
Okay.
And we got our first gig opening for this metal band called Harsh Reality. And they practiced at this place right across the street from the high school. It was the old YWCA, but it became, at that time, it was called the Till 21 Club. The guy bought it, and he had like dances upstairs. He had like these, junior high dances.
Okay.
High school dances and whatever. Kids to come. And down in the basement, he rented out the rooms to bands to practice. And once I got into that scene, I ended up, you could go door to door and see all the bands in town, see them practice.
There you go.
But this band, Harsh Reality, there was a sign up on the door, and they were looking for a guitar player. I'm like, oh, cool. And I went and tried out for them. So I ended up playing in the opening band and the headliner of my first gig. I played in both bands.
Nothing wrong with that.
Right?
What is that band? It was Infectious Grooves.
Infectious
It was
Grooves.
Mike Meyer. Am I saying his name right? Mike Meyer? Mike Meyer. Yeah, Mike Meyer was actually Sarsipius. He was the lead guy, but he dressed up in a crocodile costume. And then he would so Infectious Grooves would open up for his real band,
Suicidal
Tendencies. Yeah, so you'd be doing 2 damn shows a night for
wow.
a while there, yep.
I only did it once. Well, we probably did a couple shows. But, yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
So did you then transition into that other band, or
I played in both of them.
Just played in both of them until something fell apart, or
yeah,
the wheels came off?
The metal band first, I got dismissed from that one.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I played with them for a good while, but yeah, they finally decided I wasn't professional enough for them, so they liked my playing and stuff. I think it was just it was like, remember the guy told me when it's time to tear down, Peter disappears. I'm like, I do? Oh, sorry. I guess I'll start sticking around for that stuff. I had no idea. I didn't know. I just thought he moved it all himself.
It's how you live life, though.
Right.
That's how you learn. Yeah. Exactly, by doing stupid things. Well, I don't even say stupid. You just don't know.
Yeah. Later on,
you look back and you're like, oh, that was dumb.
Yeah.
But, that's how it is. All right, so you're doing these metal bands, and you learn. Is this all cover tunes then, or are you actually writing? What's going down?
There was some original stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, a little bit.
So you have to cut your teeth a little bit on writing that style.
Yeah, I didn't do much of the writing. I just kind of added my, I'd put a riff to it or something.
The Peter flavor, yes.
The flavor.
Yes.
But so yeah, there was a little bit of that, but it was a lot of covers too, and we didn't back then. I mean, we didn't play in bars or nothing, so we didn't have the bar band mentality. We just played what we liked.
Yeah.
Been
there many years.
Yeah. The one band played like Nirvana and stuff. The other band played like Slayer. It's like
we still got to try some Slayer.
Let's do it. I'm down. I still remember a little bit.
A little Rain and Blood. That'd be fun. All right, so then you're doing that, and then what happened after that?
I went the completely opposite direction. When I was like a junior and senior in high school, I got into like classical music and jazz, and I was playing in the jazz band in high school. And I just stopped caring about like popular music. Whatever happened in those years, I totally was not. I checked out. I was listening to jazz and stuff at the time.
Okay.
And I got hardcore into that, and that's how I ended up at UND studying music. But it wasn't as fun. I enjoyed it more in high school because I could do everything in high school. I could be in the choir, in the band, a jazz band.
Okay.
I played timpani in the band. I sang in choir, and I wrote some pieces that we played and stuff like that. So,
well, that's cool.
Yeah. So I really got into that technical aspect of it, and that continued on to college a little bit. I was all into classical music, I guess.
Okay.
Jazz. So, I played in the UND jazz band with Mike Blake.
Yep.
Under Mike Blake. But that was different. I was like a way more professional. I went from playing high school level to playing like college level, and it was a big shift, and I really had to catch up. I had to catch up. But
you did catch up, right?
Kinda.
Okay. Just being humble, I think. I think he's really being humble here. That's good, because I know that if I stop by your place, you always have some classical stuff you've been put up, so you're still even working on that today.
Yeah.
There's a little Bach and all that fun stuff. Yep.
I love Bach.
Bach. He is a Bach. Oh. I always try playing Bach on marimba, and again, in the education type thing, but that guy is not nice. We'll just say that.
Oh. It doesn't translate well to other instruments.
No, probably not. I'm trying to play violin concertos on a bunch of little chunks of wood.
Yep.
With a couple of sticks. That's basically how it translates to. Sarah's watched me do it multiple times.
Yes.
I like to see that.
Oh, yeah. Working on getting a marimba again, but
Did you ever play
that's money.
Did you ever do the vibraphone?
Yep.
I really like those. I think that's a sweet sound.
Really cold sound.
Is it cold?
Yep. Because they're all usually aluminum.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
So I think the only mallet instrument I have. Well, I got a bell set still, and I do have a xylophone.
Where?
Do you?
Yeah, the xylophone's out in the garage.
Oh, that's why.
Yep. Because it takes up too much space at the moment. So, and what do I use a xylophone for?
Right.
I remember you had like three like marimba thingies or whatever.
Yeah, I used to have marimbas. Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
I remember just randomly hitting them, and then I would hit them with my hands, and you'd get mad at me.
Yes, I would. Hands off that stuff.
But it was fun. It made a noise.
Yeah. They
Yeah,
are
it's fun.
expensive. Yeah. The one that I'm looking at is like $8,000 for the cheap one. So
Ooh.
yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. I got to get my van working again. Vehicles. All right, so we're out of UND. Okay, so I won't say you get tired of that scene, but you're definitely not into it anymore, and just kind of walked away from the whole deal.
I did, yeah.
Okay.
I did, and because I was.
And what
really...
made you walk away? Because there's always something. There's always a shiny object.
It was another band.
Another band. Ah, so here we go.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, I played in this band, the Zen Mothers, and we were an original band. Like we did some covers, but we did like original stuff.
Okay.
And we started out as an acoustic trio quartet for a little while, and then we became like electrified after that. But that was we were kind of discovered by Mike Coates.
That's beauty. Yep.
Right? We were on the cover of the High Plains Reader, and Mike Coates saw that and thought, oh, who are these guys? So he, got in touch with us.
Barking Dog Records.
Yep. Barking Dog Records, Mike and Linda back then. And so we went down, and we took like a month recording our album with Mike Coates, which it was okay, but it was a learning experience. Anyways, we didn't enjoy it much. That's when we started fighting as a band. We started like not getting along.
Yeah, the recording studio is a rough place. Because,
it was.
You want to get down everything as perfectly as you humanly possible, because they always explain to you, in 10 years you're going to go back and listen to it, and if you like kind of half-ass something, you're really not going to like yourself, especially 10 years down the road. And I got some recordings myself that, that's exactly what happened, and I hear it, and it still bugs me to this day. And I got some other recordings that they made us like, get some good perfection in there. And you're still happy with how it turned out. So, if it's one of your first times, and Mike Coates was definitely a stickler. He knew what he wanted.
Yeah.
He definitely knew what he wanted, just working with him back, and God bless his soul, He's been gone for a little over a year now, I think.
Right.
So
I couldn't believe that.
yeah, it's unfortunate, but yeah, he's a guy who knows what he wants, and he knows what he wants, how to get it out of you, and everything else. So,
Right.
Yep.
So
okay, that's when you started fighting then.
yeah, so that's when we started fighting as a band. No, we were together like, I want to say 5 years or something.
Okay.
Zen Mothers. Pretty much after I graduated high school. And then, yeah, when we got that offer from like Coates, and they put together kind of a tour for us. And after that, our drummer's mom started putting together tours for us.
Interesting.
And she would just call all these places all over the country. She got us out. We were playing in like Colorado and New Mexico. And,
Cool.
you know, we weren't making any money or nothing, but we were getting out there.
Yeah.
And that was pretty much, that's when I quit going to college. I was like, well, I'm going to go do this, you know. I hit the road.
Give that a shot and see
Yeah.
where it turns up. Yep,
Seemed like
exactly.
more fun, you know. I wasn't cut out for academia so much. And I didn't know what I was going to do with it either. Like, I was just there because I wanted to soak up music. I didn't care about getting a degree or anything. I just, you know.
Yeah, that's why I went the first time too. It's just I just thought that once you go to college and you get into like a specific degree type thing, that everyone there was just, you know, as intense about learning the music. Like at least I won't think, not speaking for myself. I wanted to get there and I wanted to be amongst other people that were like, they really wanted to learn how everything worked.
Yeah.
And were better than me and all that other fun stuff, you know. And I've learned very quickly that's usually not the case when you walk in there. It's like you have a couple of guys that are like really intense of learning everything that they can, and then you have everyone else just doing just as much as they can so they get the grade and they can go on to the next class. So,
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
There's that. But
little side note on my part, my side.
no, I agree. It was that way for me too. Like I found I knew a lot of the stuff already going in, and my classmates were just learning it.
Yep.
You know, like I already knew my modes and stuff like that, you know, and they were just learning them. So
That's when you gotta start from scratch.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm like, you know, I came up in the age of like the shred guitarists, and you had to know your stuff. I mean, I was never as good as those guys, but you know, there was like Steve Vai and you know, Eric Johnson and stuff when I was coming up. And yeah, those guys knew their stuff, and like, you know, I remember distinctly overnight Nirvana came out, and all of a sudden overnight you didn't need to know that stuff anymore.
Yep.
It didn't matter anymore.
Just do your 3 chords and hang on.
Yeah.
There we go. All right, so Zen Mothers, you're out touring and all that fun stuff, and well, I can say touring, but I'm sure you're out for.
We were hitting the road for, you know, weeks at a time.
Nice
stuff. So.
Excellent.
And that was cool. I mean, had some experience for sure. You know, met some other bands and stuff. And, you know.
Okay.
got out of Dodge, kind of places I'd never been before.
That's
you know,
exactly
I saw the Grand Canyon and stuff like that.
I haven't been to the Grand Canyon yet. So.
Oh yeah, it's worth seeing.
Oh, I bet.
Been there a couple times. But you know, that's what, you know, it was a good experience. And like I said, you know, we started fighting in the studio or just like disagreeing about things, and that's snowballed from there. And I don't know, the band broke up. And that was the end of that, you know. And then I kind of, after that, I just for a few years I just kind of screwed around. I didn't really play in a band for a couple of years. That was the last time this happened. And there was one day I was a cab driver for a while, and I got mad and I quit that job. And I remember on my way home from quitting that job, I picked up a newspaper, and it was an ad for looking for a guitar player. So I answered that, and it ended up being J. Bobby Hamilton in Grand Forks. And that was my first experience playing like country.
Oh, okay.
And stuff. And that was my first experience making a living at music, because all of a sudden I could just play and pay my rent and stuff.
Like,
so I'm like, okay, this is great. I'm like, it's not my style of music, but you know, I'm paying my bills with this. So I don't have to like deliver pizzas anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever. So that's where I started that, and then that's kind of what I've been doing ever since. Pretty much, you know.
And see, it wasn't until I met you guys when I could finally like get into that. And this is like my first year of just trying to see, can I just play in a band and make it happen?
Right.
And so far it's working great. Loving it.
Yeah.
Loving it. Oh
yeah.
my God, this is the best lifestyle ever.
Awesome, yeah.
It is. It is so much fun. So you're there, and then you got a whole bunch of bands that you played with after that. So you have probably a good repertoire of 1,000,000 songs that you can play right off the cuff.
I don't know about off the cuff. Like, I remember some of them. Like, I was in the Great Outdoors for like 4 years, and we did a ton of songs. We learned, I had to learn a bunch of songs just to join them, and then we kept,
updating the rep.
updating. Yeah,
Nice.
but I don't remember a lot of that stuff anymore. I probably could. I could probably,
No, I'm
like,
sure it'll come back quick. Yep.
Take a minute and review it, but
Well, that's cool. Let's get to some of your photos here,
Okay.
because I know this will definitely bring you through everything we just talked about.
all right. That is me playing with Nate Pitcher and Aaron Niehaus.
And there's a guy in the Boulderon right there. Who's that?
It's not a guy.
Oh, isn't it? Oh, sorry.
So,
Misgendered.
but what are you gonna do? And
There's a person with the
person,
Boulderon.
yes. But I play with Aaron Niehaus a lot on the fiddle. That was me playing with this band, Kit Shicker, it was called.
Nice.
I actually went, after I left Boomtown, I immediately got a call to go play with this band, Marshall Starr. And our first gig was way out in Mesquite, Nevada,
Wow.
an hour from Las Vegas, where I'd never been. But I went out there, and that's where I met these guys. I actually knew Ian, the guy on the left. I knew him. But I'd never met Jen before, and they're a couple.
Oh, okay.
But it was basically the three of us with the bass player, and the bass player owned the band. His name is Wally. And we played around with him for a while, and I went all over the place. We went to, Arizona and mostly, around Nevada and Arizona. And then they were all from Wisconsin, so I went out there a bunch.
Cool.
I played with those guys, and then they got mad and quit, the two of them. They quit on Wally, and they took me with, basically, and I played with them for a while. We went on as an acoustic trio, and we played all over the place, too. We played even gigs up here that I never thought I would play acoustic, like we did, like the Rockin' Horse and Minot and stuff, I've done that a million times in bands, but I've never done it
Oh,
with a
wow.
trio. We did the Diamond and Grand Forks. I played there a million times, too. In fact, I played the Diamond in like 7 different bands.
In 7 different bands.
Not kidding.
That
Isn't that crazy?
that is impressive.
Yeah.
So I think I played Rick's in 3 different bands,
Right?
and I thought that was a lot. Here we go.
That was Boomtown. The guy closest there, Buck Rasmussen, he worked with Gary Bitzer over there in the studio.
They got Peter Niblok in the
Peter
back
Niblok,
there.
Yep.
Oh yeah, we still got to make that guess, don't we?
Oh,
For the DVDs. You want to make the guess?
Okay,
Okay, we're gonna put it on drum roll.
drum roll. Let's see. Was it Yamaha?
Not a Yamaha.
Yeah, hold on.
Sorry, Peter.
I'll
Not
never get
this
that.
time. We'll give you another one. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Squirrel attack.
Yeah, it's me with the squirrel on my face. I don't know why I threw that in there. I just love that picture, though.
It's not a baby squirrel this time.
Not a baby squirrel.
No.
She's not going to let me live that down.
The baby squirrel's
Quick
face.
backstory. We just got out of the car at Mount Rushmore, and it's early in the morning, so you wanted to get there before everyone else did.
It wasn't even that early.
It was
It
early.
was like 7 or 8.
Yep. So get out of the car, and I look up, and there's a chipmunk coming down the
No, it was
tree
a
there.
baby squirrel.
And I was like, oh, look at a baby squirrel. And then she's like, it has stripes, Dad. I was like, oh, yeah, it does. And now she won't let me live it down.
Oh.
We saw many of baby squirrels that day.
We did. We did. But look at the mutton chops on this guy. Like, oh my gosh, I thought I was the only one who could draw mutton chops. And
Right?
I saw a few of these. I was like, whoa.
I had those for a long time. I used to have long hair, but
Yep. But yours is nice and red. Mine are that gross, like, blonde thing. It's just weird.
that's me busking in Las Vegas
Yeah.
on the Fremont Street there.
It looked like an airport.
Right?
That's what I thought at first, too. I'm like, why is he in an airport? And I'm like, oh, no, that's not an airport.
Nope, that's on the strip in Vegas. Or just off the strip, I guess. This picture of the Great Outdoors.
Fancy.
That was up in Gooseberry Falls, up by Duluth.
Okay.
We played up there a lot in Superior, Wisconsin. Spent months up there. think that was at the Great Outdoors. That was at Toby Keith's I Love This Bar.
Oh.
I don't know if that's still a thing, but that was in Minneapolis. I think my brother took that picture. But
just Peter in his element.
Right?
Nice.
That was Zen Mothers way back in the day. Chad Olson there next to me, and there's Scotty Franz in the back. And that's Scott's dad kind of in front of us in the striped shirt there. Ron.
Don't quite have the mutton chops going, but they're making its way in.
Right. I still had sideburns. I had this for a long time. But that was us, yeah, playing acoustic. That was obviously from WeFest the other day.
Yep. It was a few days ago.
Yep. You were cut out of that picture, but
that's fine.
What are you going to do?
Drummer, I just hang out in the back.
Right.
I understand.
I
know my role. You got Baby Yoda there on the drums.
He's Baby Yoda. It's Grogu.
Grogu.
I don't like that name. I like Baby Yoda better.
Right?
I found a Baby Yoda toy at a garage sale for 50 cents.
And she wouldn't let me have it.
No.
What?
Yeah, I was like, oh man, that's going on stage. She's like, no, it's mine. Oh, come on.
No.
It's like life size, you would think of
really?
Baby Yoda. Yes.
It was awesome, and it came with this little dealy bobs it came with or something. A little frog in that.
Oh, nice.
That is the technical term. Woo!
There's me and you throwing axes.
That was a year ago.
Summer, yeah.
Yep.
I don't know why I put that in there. I thought it was fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
Jeez, you look tired.
Yeah.
I think you were, yeah.
That was,
I
was working that job too at the same time.
You were,
trying to
yeah.
do this, and
Oh, yeah.
it was kicking my butt. I ain't gonna lie.
Right?
And see where your sunglasses always are?
Yep.
I
Yes.
was so white.
And Peter kicked my ass doing the axe throwing thing. I remember that. I couldn't get the thing to stick with nothing.
That was my first try.
Just a natural.
There's Zen Mothers. A friend of ours took a bunch of pictures of us, but that was my favorite. We look so brooding. And there's Zen Mothers we got together, that was probably 6 years ago or something.
The reunion?
Reunion, yeah.
Nice.
That's a difference.
Right? Isn't that funny?
These are the flowing, I'll say golden hair. How would you say that? The fiery locks? Is that how you do with redheads?
I don't know. What am I supposed to know about that?
Well,
I'm not a redhead.
Me neither. How would you do it then? If you're describing the flowing locks.
Fiery. I like fiery.
The fiery. Okay.
Yeah.
The fiery locks.
That was my first band right there. Necrophiliac.
There's Necrophiliac right there.
Before we had a drummer.
Hope they didn't practice that.
Was it just 3 guitars?
Well, 2 guitars and a bass.
Okay, there was a bass.
Yeah, I think he's playing a guitar in that picture, but the guy in the middle is the bass player, Tim.
Prong shirt, that's awesome.
I know prong, right?
Yes. Snap your fingers. All right.
There was a poster that we were on, Necrophiliac.
I was reading that person, I was like, necrophile? What? Oh, necrophiliac. Okay. It's like, there's a story behind this. And
right.
There was, yeah.
And that was us. There's me behind the drum kit. I don't know where that picture came from.
But the chops. Oh,
yeah.
It's so perfect. That hat backwards on there. Man. It's beautiful. Oh. Then hanging out with Bernie.
Yeah. I'm not sure who did that either. That was a Zen Mothers picture, like we were out at Turtle River, I think. There's a picture of the 3 of us like that, but then this picture, me and Bernie.
Bernie just had to pop in, say hi.
Right. I was in this band $7 Shift in Grand Forks, and that's my friend Corey. He'd come and play harmonica with us. When I was going through my pictures, I have like so many pictures of him with every band I've been in up there playing harmonica, you know. He wasn't in the band, but we always had him up. But that band $7 Shift, that was a fun era. That was before I was in Boomtown, and like we played all the downtown bars in Grand Forks, and we had a huge following. Like those guys had a following before I joined them, but we just had all these hippies, you know. We played like this jam band stuff. It was like we had 4 songs and we just play them like an hour each, you know. An hour in each song. But
it sounds like my band Dorian.
Yeah.
same concept, yep.
But that was a fun band though. We had, you know, just a good following. All our shows were good. At least, you know, crowd wise. So There was my first time at WeFest.
Woo!
With Boomtown.
Check the backdrop. Oh, there's those chops again with
Right.
the hat backwards.
That is the Hub Bar in Grand Forks. I think that's closed now, but we had a Hub Jam. That guy closest here, Chris, he ran it. And yeah, it was a good jam. I really like open mic nights. Before this, there was the K Jam at the Parrots K in Grand Forks, and that's where I met a lot of these people. And it was just kind of acoustic jams with congas and stuff, you know.
So having fun, yes.
Yeah, I love doing
making
that
music, having fun. But I will say, Peter, if you ever showed up with that mutton chops and that hat on backwards without your just like that, I probably wouldn't recognize you.
Really?
I'd have to take a few takes, be like, "What? Who's this? Oh."
Once I went weird, I never went back. But
it's just, I don't know, it trips me up.
There's Zen Mothers. That was off our CD. Also with all our random instruments we played. Some Boomtown. Professional Pictures. That was before Peter Niblok was in it. That was Greg the drummer. And Greg was actually in The Great Outdoors too.
Oh, okay.
So me and him were in both those bands. That was from the flood of '97, and all these buildings burned downtown, and that's the building where it started, the big pink security building. But that's where I took lessons with Lynn Kwame.
Oh.
I was in there just a couple of days before this happened. I remember because we were looking out the window. He was up on the top floor there, and we were looking out the window at the river, and he's like, he's telling me where he gauges the river. Like, you can see it coming up from his window there, getting deeper. And I couldn't believe it. We went to Minot, we evacuated and went to Minot, and I was watching the news, and I'm like, oh, I know that building. It was on fire and just falling apart. Chunks of it falling into the water there.
Wow, I didn't know it was like that.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like, what was it, 17 buildings burned or something?
Jeez.
But it all started with that one.
How did it start then? It was just electrical?
In the basement, yeah.
Just got wet?
Yep. Man. And then the wind whipped, burning embers to other buildings, and they started on fire. And it was craziness. Yeah, the whole flood was nuts. It was one of the craziest things I've been through.
Terrible.
There was a cover of our album that we made with Mike Coates. We actually, Zen Mothers had a second lineup, and we made another CD.
Oh, did you?
With a different lineup, yeah.
That's cool.
Me and the drummer, and then different guys. But that was $7 shift there. We were just, I think we were playing a wedding is what that was, and they'd set up like a photo booth. But
I feel like you guys should do that.
Get Peter back his 3D glasses.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
I get the googly eyes.
Nah, I gotta get the Harry Potter glasses.
Harry Potter?
Yes. There's Great Outdoors, Ramon. That was not our bass player. That guy's name is Rooster. And he played in bands up in Grand Forks too, and worked at Poplar's Music. I think he was filling in for us for some reason that day. But
now Ramon, we got to get him on the podcast.
You really do.
Point, but that guy is like an encyclopedia.
Yeah.
You just throw any tune at him and he just starts playing it.
Yep.
Yeah.
He plays fiddle. He's a mean fiddle player.
Yeah.
Like, he does Devil Went Down to Georgia and all that stuff. All those Charlie Daniels tunes. But
one of my faves.
Yeah, that was us playing with Open Up for Hairball.
Yep.
We're playing on Friday at Dempsey's, and Hairball's playing in town too.
Yep.
So we're up against
the
Hairball
Lights.
that night at the Lights.
But the Lights has a ton of things going on. Wait till you see the report. And it's just a ton of stuff happening.
I saw that.
It's like, what?
I've seen it.
I wasn't expecting that, so.
I haven't even been there yet, but
Me neither. That's my problem.
yeah, they got everything. They got like Nitty Gritty Dirt Band or something.
Yeah, that's on Saturday.
Oh, there you go.
So there it is.
Random assortment.
Yeah. Peter's definitely been out there and done a ton. So how many instruments do you play then?
No, I just play guitar.
Just play guitar?
I can play pretty good bass.
Okay.
I play a little bit of drums, but I wouldn't put that out in public, usually.
Me neither.
Maybe at a jam or something, but me neither. And then I dabble in other instruments. I actually own a harp.
Yeah, you were saying that.
I've never, I can, it's funny, I can pluck with the right hand pretty good, but the left hand is pretty clumsy, so I've never.
Nope.
And I've tried over the years, and it's always disappointing, so I'm like, whatever, I put it back in the closet.
Because I think like the only place you could probably take even any kind of harp lesson would be at Concordia. I think that's the only person I've even heard that.
Really?
Yeah, and I don't even know their name.
Oh, going to the fancy school?
Yeah. Because they have that in the AFM Symphony. They have the harp player. And she's from Concordia, so that's all I know about that. And I might be even wrong on all that stuff, too, so might be all just hearsay. But we got to get to the weekend report here since we are going along here. So, Cito! Mr. Man.
It is a good hat.
All right, now we're going out of town at the we have Buck Cherries playing tonight on Wednesday the 10th, and then on Friday we got Last Wind, Anomic, get up there, Jay, with Ice Grinder, and Come Out Alive on Saturday the 13th. Laughing Sun Brewing in Bismarck, man, and our favorite places on Bismarck, man. And then we got Allison Jordan on Thursday, Overeducated, that's Rob Pesky's band. I just found that out on Friday the 12th. And Jesse Faye Band on Saturday the 13th. And Zorba's in Park Rapids, Kissing Company Friday. And then this band called Uptown, who's playing Saturday? Oh, yeah, that's right. We're out there on Saturday. It'll be fun. And then DJ something and something. And we got Sarah going on here now. I don't know what she just did.
I don't know.
Okay, we're going to go sideways. To the right. To the right. There we go. Downtown Acoustic Corner. We have a ton of stuff happening on Thursday. We got Zach Thomas at Pub West, Mike Morrison, Spicy Pine, West Fargo, Sean Mitzel on Silver Spike, Gina Powers will be at Camp Lone Tree, that's on the roof of 701, and Nick Klein's at Hooligans, Jim White at the Sweet Shots, Kyle Kemple at the Jasper Hotel, Dooley Noted at the Delta Hotel, Eric Rattan at the Red Hen Tap House, and then Gordon Christensen at Rustica. And I'm not even sure what Rustica is.
I don't either, yeah.
That's a new one that just popped up, which is great. We need more venues. Keep it going, guys. All right, downtown, Front Street Tap Room, Vinyl and Vino this Thursday, and an open mic with Travis Neros on Monday. The Cellar, we have the Roast of David Stendhal on Friday the 12th. That's some good stand-up comedy stuff going there. And then we got the Troll Lounge, Removing Parts, Thursday the 11th, and Dylan Sperlin is on Friday, and Travis Nagel is on Saturday the 13th. The next Tuesday is the Bluegrass Jam. So those of us kind of interested in how the bluegrass stuff goes.
I go to those, yeah.
We got to hit it on Tuesday over at the Troll Lounge. And Spec Stella is hitting the stage on Friday and Saturday, 12th and 13th at downtown or Fargo Brewing Company. We got Blackberry Smoke with Wrestling is Real and the Naughties on Thursday. And then August Burns Red is going to be in town on Sunday. I had no idea. And then Built to Spill is on Monday the 15th. And we're still going downtown. Open mic with Gina Powers on Thursdays. And then Uptown. Again? On Friday at Dempsey's. That would be a good one. And then the Aquarium with all the greatest band names ever. Scout Gillette, Falling in a Dream, Carney, or Carn. And then Hope Chest on Thursday. And then we have Vigiano, Too Critical, High Elevation, Cognac, Mr. Lidgy, Real Read, Miss Royalty, Amped, MAC on Saturday. A whole lot of stuff there. I think it's all DJ thing. And then we got Tailgaters. Karma is going to be there on Thursday at the DCR Drum Con Rats. Got open mic with Travis on Thursday, Mr. Neros. And then the VFW Ditching Delmer will be out there Friday and Saturday. Now we're going out of town. We've already been out of town. Where's our Uptown? There we go. Big Break, Sushi Rolls on Thursday, Ryan Reason on Friday, and then the RJ Graff Band on Saturday. Shooting Star, we have Melissa Etheridge on Friday the 12th, and then Maiden Dixie in the Mustang Lounge Friday and Saturday. The Jasper Theater, we have Twist and Shout there on Thursday. And then at the Lights, we got Big and Rich with Four on the Floor opening on Thursday. On Friday, we got Hairball and Frantic Anarchies opening for them on Friday. And Nitty Gritty Dirt Band with Allie Clean opening for them on Saturday the 13th. So a ton of stuff going on at the Lights as well. And all big names happening out there. So really cool stuff happening in the area this weekend. Loving it. Loving it quite a bit. So, Peter, we know, at least I know, I should say, not we, that you have I won't say a past, but you have a lineage that leads back to something that I am deeply jealous of and in awe at the same time. So we're going to let you explain all that here as soon as we get to this week's Off the Roof. So here we go. Off the Roof.
Sad.
Definitely disintegrated.
Yeah.
It's gone. Yes, we're just destroying Pigger's stuff. Yeah, she's one coming up here.
That was perfect aim too. You're hired.
That was fun. Bits and pieces of it. Yeah, we're doing some rehashing with the off the roof things, recycling a little bit. Just because if you saw the front of the house right now, you'd be like, "How could you do an off the roof?" And I just exactly
right.
So, and we were out of fresh material. We got a whole bunch of stuff to throw off the roof. We just have to have the space again, since we're just doing a bunch of upgrades and everything else to the house at the moment. So, just got a lot of trash around. So, let's get to Peter. That was this week's Off the Roof. Peter, lineage. I'm not going to say it's a dirty secret or anything like that, but, you know, we are in the midst of royalty here. Did you know that, Sarah?
No.
This is Lord Will. I don't even know if that's the correct way of saying it. I just always call him that.
You can call me that.
It's Lord Wilber. So, explain.
All right, if I can do it justice. My uncle knows, my grandma, she knew better than I do, but I guess we're descended on my dad's side from the first 10 kings of Norway, and some Viking blood in there. There's one
Kings and Vikings.
Yeah.
There's
this whole thing of Hardrada. Harold Hardrada is one of our relatives, and I'm not real keen on the history of this, but he was involved in the whole thing with William the Conqueror and the succession there in England. Like he was kind of a big distraction, so William the Conqueror could go conquer.
Gotcha.
But,
You're showing us some photos too on, I don't know, something googly.
Googly?
Yeah, a while ago. So I was hoping you'd have one of those photos in the thing. But,
yeah.
But that's okay. That's for another time. We can definitely get a little more into that type of thing.
All right. I'll prepare better next time.
I'll prepare.
I wasn't prepared this time.
But yes, you are in the midst of royalty here.
Yeah.
And now, to me, it explained quite a bit, because it's just the way you compose yourself and always hold yourself to like this esteem that, you know, you're never overbearing, but you're never in the background. You're just there, and everyone knows your presence at all times, and you just don't take shit, which is how it should be.
Good.
How it should be all the time as well. So, no, when I found that out, I was just like, well, that explains a little bit, and that's just cool. So I really wish that I had some kind of royalty thing. We just come from farmers. That's how we come from, pigs. So,
right.
Okay.
I come from homesteaders too, but homesteaders descended from Norwegian royalty.
So I remember asking you, why did everyone over here then? But then, yeah,
it's just homesteading.
exactly. Get some land, whatever else.
Yeah.
So,
pretty much.
No, so next time we'll get some photos of that, well, at least whatever kind of pics that they had back then. I'm sure they're paintings.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're paintings of Hardrada. Yeah, you can Google him, and he's out there.
So that's really cool. Maybe we'll get some links, and we'll put them down below for you as well. So
he's actually portrayed on that show Vikings.
On the show,
you ever seen that? Yeah.
I haven't watched it yet.
A relative of mine is on that show, or portrayed on that show.
Still, that is beyond badass. Oh, I love it. I love it. But we're kind of out of time today, there, Peter. But it was great having you on.
Yeah,
learning about all this stuff in the background, and knowing about the royalty and all that lineage as well. So, again, like, subscribe, share, all that other fun stuff. You can find us on all the social medias and everything else. And then make sure before you go out that you check with your venue and or bands that they are still playing, because all that can change at any given time, any given moment, and all the other fun stuff. And be careful if you try throwing anything off the roof. So sometimes it gets interesting. But remember, if your drummer has more charisma than your front man, your band may be in trouble. But that's why my band's doing just fine. So until next time,